Oh, hi there. Check this out. This is a specific video for sellers and landlords. Sellers who are looking to sell their property, and landlords who are looking to lease out their property. Please beware of these kind of agents. You want to make note on this. This is a very important video for you. Show real fast. Okay guys, welcome back. Look, here's the deal. In the Dubai market, as with other markets, generally speaking, most agents will look to get exclusive representation for a particular property, whether they are trying to sell the property for the seller or the owner, or they're looking to lease out the property for the landowner, for the landlord. And there's a very simple reason for this, and it's encouraged, and I think it's the correct way to do it, that agents are going to be putting in and investing X amount of time and money towards getting your property sold or getting your property rented. Therefore, it only makes sense for them to have exclusivity so that they can get some kind of certainty around the fees that they can generate, which is essentially how they live a life, run their household, travel on a private plane, enjoy life, etc., so on and so forth. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. But I want to address a couple of things over here, okay? This is also sometimes common in the Dubai market, that an agent will have exclusive rights on a property to sell it or to lease it, however, will not want to work with other agents who might have a buyer for that property or might have a tenant that can potentially lease out that property, okay? They might not want to cooperate, work in alliance with that, right? Now this, generally speaking, negatively affects a seller, generally speaking, okay, or a landlord. Sometimes agents are going to give you a particular reason that they don't want to do this, okay? Because, you know, we being agents, we call other agents, they've got listings, we tell them we're looking to work with you, and sometimes they'll give us the reason why they don't want to work with other agents, okay? Sometimes the case, and this is true for the Dubai market, generally speaking, the threshold for being an agent in the Dubai market is fairly low. There's a lot of people who become agents, but you know what? I got to tell you, a lot of agents in the Dubai market are also very professionals. They've got MBAs from the US, Canada, India, Pakistan, highly educated professionals, so on and so forth. But one of the excuses that the agents are going to use is they're going to say, I don't want to work with other agents because other agents sometimes are not professional and it wastes our time. But more often than not, 75% of the time, what we're going to hear is that agents are going to say, ooh, I want to keep all the commission for myself. Therefore, I don't want to work with other agents. Now, if you're a seller or if you're a landlord, this is problematic. Obviously, I don't need to explain it. It's self-explanatory why this can be problematic, because essentially speaking, the agent is saying that even if another agent's buyer or tenant can pay my landlord 20%, 10%, 5% more than what he or she can get, they're still not willing to work with them because they want to keep all the commission for themselves. And it's never ever true that an agent, if he has exclusivity on a particular property, that the buyer or the tenant is going to definitely approach them, because, you know, sometimes on the other side, the buyer's agent also has exclusivity, so can maneuver his client to a certain deal where they know that they're going to at least be able to share the commission. So it's not a win-win. A win-win happens when agents are willing to cooperate so that the buyer can win and the seller can win, okay? This is very important. So I can understand that agents sometimes say, oh, you know, other agents aren't professional enough. I get it, but you know what? That's okay. If the other agent still has a genuine client, you can be professional enough to carry the deal forward. I've done that many times where the other agent was not professional or was new to the industry, did not have the expertise necessarily to carry or close the deal to completion. You know, I took care and took over both sides of the deal. Let him have his commission in full, but do your best to make sure that a win-win gets generated for the seller, buyer, and the agents, right? So that's one of the reasons they do that. Agents say, oh yeah, they're not professional. The other is, hey, I want to keep all the money. And this brings me to my second point. It is a fiduciary, a financial duty on all agents and an ethical duty. And all agents go through this in their real estate regulatory agency exam that they have to pass to be able to practice real estate in Dubai. That you have to get the best price. So I've done this. Price, best terms, essentially speaking, the best deal for your seller or your landlord. That's what an agent's duty is. The agent's duty is not to get most money into his own pocket. It's the other way around, okay? So that's that. Now, but and sellers and landlords need to understand something as well. If an agent says, hey, I'm going to try and get you the best amount because it's going to get me the most amount of money, there's a book written by Malcolm Gladwell. He's the author of The Tipping Point, and I think he covered this in Tipping Point or in another book of his. I don't think it was Blink, but I think it was Tipping Point. And he talks about something very interesting, okay? And I'm just going to actually illustrate this for you. If a property sells for $1 million dirhams, okay, $1 million dirhams, the agency fee on this is 20,000 dirhams at 2%. Make sense? Can you see this, Deborah? Okay, so it's about 20,000 dirhams at 2%. Now, the agent at this stage is actually not incentivized to increase the price. Rather, he's incentivized to close the transaction. Want me to prove it? I'm going to show it to you, okay? Let's say the agent could get you 1.1 million dirhams. How much more money could you make, essentially speaking? You could technically make 100,000 dirhams. How much more commission is the agent going to make at 2%? It goes to 22,000 dirhams, which is essentially just 2%. I know I'm right, but I just want to make sure. Deborah, does this make sense? Huh? Samajh aa rahi hai aapko? So if the property sells at $1 million, the agent's going to make 20,000 dirhams. If the property sells at 1.1 million, the agent's going to get only 2,000 dirhams more. Does the agent have the incentive to increase the price and get more for the seller? Does he? No, he's only going to make 2,000 dirhams. Okay, the agent's only going to make 2,000 dirhams. The seller is going to make 98,000 dirhams. You think the agent cares about 2,000 dirhams? Or he just cares about closing and moving on? Closing and moving on. But the seller could have gotten 98,000 dirhams more. This is what Malcolm Gladwell talks about in his book. So you got to make sure that the agent is pushing as best as possible. And there's no way you seller or your landlord or you landlord are going to know this except if you've hired. And I'm going to come to my point, last point here, right? So I've covered this Malcolm Gladwell point. Sorry, but this 98,000 dirham, you're not getting it. You're not getting it until you do this properly. Until you interview and hire the most honest and competent agent. That's it. If you don't get the most honest and competent agent, you're done. You are not going to get access to this 98,000 dirhams, right? Because an honest and competent agent is going to need to know and evaluate opportunities, because an honest agent, but not competent, could try to get you the extra 100,000, but if he's not competent, he might lose out on a deal that where the buyer's only offering you $1 million because he thinks he can get you 1.1 and you think you can get 1.1, but a competent agent should be able to tell you, listen, it is not going to happen. You're not going to get 1.1. So don't lose your time and money, right? A dishonest agent is going to make sure you stick to $1 million because he can close the deal faster. He's not concerned about your longevity, the money that's coming to you, etc., etc., etc. So the one way, in my opinion, I'm not going to say it's the only way, one way that you can solve this problem is, essentially speaking, hiring somebody who's honest and competent. Make sense? I hope it does. Ciao for now. Okay guys, so thanks for watching. My name again is Fahd Dawood. I've been doing this for 14 plus years. I started in 2006 in Toronto, Canada, and since 2007 I've been doing this in Dubai. I generally talk about real estate, your life, my life, and our path to allowing financial bliss coming to us. If you want to work with me, such as buy a property in Dubai, or you need general advice, you can hit me up on in the contact form below. If you've liked this video, I'd appreciate if you subscribe, press the bell icon, and hit the like button and share it with other friends. Ciao for now.